So 2 months ago, I made this little video talking about what Undertale would be like if SANS didn't make the promise. That video covered the Pacifist route, and in the video, I said that I might make a Genocide version at some point. Well, here it is. Don't worry if you haven't watched that video, but I will be reusing the start of the theory. So Frisk leaves the ruins, but in this timeline, they've killed every single monster including Toriel. When SANS is up to the door, Toriel isn't there. And for people that say SANS most likely promised Toriel after the first human fell, I believe that he made the promise after Frisk left, since the previous humans have all died, meaning that SANS didn't keep the promise of protecting them. It's confusing in the game, but I'm going with this. So because Frisk killed Toriel, SANS doesn't even have a chance to make the promise in the first place. So when they see Frisk in the distance with dust on their clothes, he can only assume the worst. Instead of using his gaster blasters like in the Pacifist route, he confronts Frisk straight up. He talks to Frisk about the lady behind the door, and questions the dust on their clothes. Frisk stands there with a blank expression. SANS sighs and enters the battle with Frisk. This battle is a bit easier than the actual SANS fight, and his dialogue reflects the ruins door. Right before SANS would normally spare Frisk, Papyrus comes running in after hearing the noise. Papyrus is really excited to see a human, and tells SANS that he'll take it from here. SANS refuses, and tells Papyrus about what Frisk has done. But this just fuels Papyrus to want to help Frisk become a better person. SANS reluctantly stops the fight and lets Frisk proceed through Stoden and complete Papyrus' puzzles. SANS and Papyrus wait for Frisk at the first puzzle, and this gives Frisk time to kill storm monsters out of sight of him. When the monsters are dealt with, Frisk proceeds to the first puzzle, and this goes roughly the same as the original game. Frisk walks through the puzzle, then kills more monsters when Papyrus and SANS aren't watching, walks through another puzzle, and repeats the same process until they reach the town. Papyrus waits at the end of the town, and Frisk gets a chance to raid the shop. They reach Papyrus, but this time, SANS is with him. Instead of sparing Frisk, SANS has convinced Papyrus to try and capture the human instead. SANS stays out of the battle and lets Papyrus put all of his Royal Guard training to use. Frisk attacks Papyrus and nearly kills him in one hit, but since this isn't a betrayal kill anymore, I'm gonna let Papyrus live for now. SANS rushes into Papyrus' side and tells him to get out of here and let him take over, but Papyrus doesn't give up. He has to prove to Undyne that he is worthy of joining the Royal Guard. So along with SANS, Papyrus fights the human again. This fight is just a long team attack, and then when Frisk can have their turn again, they finish off Papyrus. SANS is pissed, but he retreats for now, and Frisk is left alone. They enter Waterfall, and Undyne is not on the cliff, so Frisk just proceeds forward and destroys every single monster in sight. At the first Undyne bridge, she still doesn't show up. This is because after SANS retreated, he seeked out Undyne and told her about the human and Papyrus. Frisk continues through Waterfall until he meets Monster Kid, who is looking for Undyne. Monster Kid, being the stupid kid that he is, tags along with Frisk. Frisk doesn't like him being there, but decides not to kill him right now. After the rain room and they meet that cliff, Monster Kid lets Frisk climb on his shoulders just like in the original game. They walk through the second 99 bridge until they reach the dead end. And this is where they meet Undyne and SANS. With her spear and his gaster blaster, the bridge is destroyed, and Frisk falls to the depths below. Lucky for them, they land on the golden flowers and survive the fall. They kill Glad Dummy and walk towards the Undyne arena. This is when SANS and Undyne chase a human just like in the previous video. They are very aggressive here, but Frisk manages to survive the chase. They enter the dark room with the Echo Flower as Undyne and SANS close in. But Monster Kid is here to save the day, and Undyne is forced to take him away. SANS left at the scene, and he tells Frisk that this is their last chance to stop going down this path, and he leaves the room. Frisk brushes this off and continues to the bridge. Monster Kid stops them and fights them, and before Frisk can kill him, Undyne jumps in the way. Now, it's time for Undyne the Undying, and this fight is the exact same as the original game. Frisk kills her, and she says that SANS was right about them, then proceeds to melt away, after telling Frisk that by now, Alphys has evacuated everyone, and told Asgore to absorb the human souls. Frisk goes to Hotland, kills the monsters who haven't fled yet, and proceeds to the core, where Mettaton stops them. He still dies in one hit though, since I am still basing this theory off of the original game. Now Frisk is in New Home, and Flowey starts talking to them as if they were Kara. Frisk enters the last corridor, and meets up with SANS for the final time. He tells Frisk that they will have a bad time if they take another step forward. Frisk takes another step, and Asgore enters the Judgment Hall. He had absorbed the human souls, and his power was incredible. But Frisk was quite strong as well, so Asgore and SANS teamed up to fight Frisk. The mercy button is destroyed, and the fight is on. SANS will still inflict karma damage and gives no invincibility frames on his attacks, and Asgore just deals a ton of damage, but can still only kill at 1 HP. This is by far the most challenging fight in the whole run, but it's still fair for the player unlike a lot of SANS fan games out there. To win this fight, Frisk must kill Asgore first, since SANS keeps dodging their attacks. It takes a while, but eventually Asgore's HP drops and the souls vanish. SANS was left to fight Frisk alone, but he knows that he can't beat him. He still fights Frisk, and this would be similar to his actual Genocide fight where he tries to bait Frisk by sparing him after a while, but because Asgore destroyed the Mercy button, this doesn't actually work anymore. So Frisk attacks anyways, and SANS starts using his second phase attacks. After his final attack, he gets tired and doesn't let Frisk have their turn. They break the rules of the game, move towards the fight button, and after SANS dodges the first attack, he is killed. But not by Frisk. He was killed by Flowey. Not only is this revenge for causing Flowey his fair share of resets, but now he never betrayed Frisk. He begs Frisk not to kill him, but is met with multiple slashes and turns to dust. And there it is. The Genocide version of What If SANS Didn't Make the Promise is complete. I think I like the Pacifist version better, but Genocide was really fun to make as well. If you enjoyed this theory and want to see more videos like this, please be sure to subscribe and comment down below. Now we gotta think of a funny way to end this video and then immediately cut to the end screen.